going on, everybody? Welcome to this edition of interAXEtion, where we answer your theory questions. So as you guys know, the series is about answering your theory questions. If you guys have any questions that are stumping you about chords, chord progressions, rhythms, anything, just leave them down in the comments below and I will do my best to answer them either in the videos or in the comments. So let's get started with the first question. This is more of a composition question. Is there a sort of standby time when you use single note riffs as opposed to more fleshed out chords in a song? So usually when you're writing riffs and you're going between single notes and chords, it tends to be what kind of dynamic impact you want to have, right? So say starting out a song, say the intro of a song with a single riff and then switching over to power chords. Very common thing used all the time, and it makes a big impact. Maybe the guitar is by itself and you're playing single notes chord and then the whole band comes in and then you're playing chords. Or maybe when you want to dial it back where you're in a verse riff and you don't want a big sound, so you want to bring it down and play single notes. Obviously choruses, you want a bigger sound, so you really don't want to play single notes. And say a chorus, you know, a good breakdown or a transition between parts is usually a good time to go single note, right? But it all depends on what kind of music you're writing as well. How can I effectively memorize and practice chord shapes and their sound? How do I quickly change between them? This is a really good question, especially for beginners. They have a hard time moving between chords. Unfortunately, there's, outside of just practice and developing a good practice routine, there's no quick answer, there's no cheat to get there. When it comes to learning sounds though, listening to music, getting comfortable with that chord and learning to write something with it, albeit a major chord or just a minor chord, the very cliche way of major chords are happy, minor chords are sad. That works for some people, that works for doesn't, but usually you can hear that difference right away. And there's really only three types of chords. You have a major chord sound, you have a minor chord sound, and you have a dominant chord sound. So you can think of those as bright or happy chords. You can think of those as darker, more somber or sad chords. And then the dominant chords are tension chords. And that's a wide range. That can include augmented chords, and that can include diminished chords. Those are all types of dominant chords, right? Tension type chords. If you're just starting out and say bar chords are having trouble, you're moving around bar chords. When I was done practicing way back when, I would just sit there and say watch TV and hold a chord, right? I'm not squeezing, I'm not doing anything like that, but just holding a chord shape helps build the muscle memory. Moving chords chromatically can help build the muscle shape, and you can go quickly in between them. And another thing, when you're strumming chords, a lot of times, especially beginners, they'll wait for their left hand to make the chord and then strum, right? I always try to encourage students to not do that. Let your right hand, your strumming hand, lead the way, because your left hand trying to make the chord can kind of catch up. And sometimes too, when you're strumming a chord, say you're an open G chord, for example, you're strumming down, so you can get away with playing not necessarily all 6 strings, but you can get away with maybe getting that bass note and a couple other chords down, and then you can kind of correct it as you keep strumming. So good luck with that. Great question. Can you explain how to strum past the goddamn butter? This is also a really good question. This basically, if you're unfamiliar with this is a verbal way to learn rhythm. And past the goddamn butter is a 4/3 polyrhythm. So we're in 3/4 and we're trying to play 4 over top of 3, right? I have some videos of that and I'll link them here. It's showing this specific polyrhythm. But basically, past the goddamn butter is those accents in the word, the syllables in the word are the rhythms, the 4 and the 3 combined, right? So you have 1, 2, 3, past the goddamn butter, past the goddamn butter, right? So I like to, when I teach these, and I explain this in the video that I link, it's useful to learn polyrhythms as a combined rhythm or in totality. What do all the accents and hits sound like together, right? Da, 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 da. Pass the goddamn butter, right? So again, you watch the polyrhythm and you can see where each of those 4 hits lay out over the 3, and the 3 hits are just the downbeats of 3/4. Okay, so I hope that helps, and thanks for your awesome questions. Again, if you have any theory questions, leave them down below or send me a message somewhere else on Twitter or I don't know, something, Facebook, whatever. Anyways, till next time, thanks a lot.